back. So I didn't actually have to restart the whole computer. I just had to tell the computer to shut down, and then MS Paint, which isn't actually saved, because it's asking me like, "Hey, do you want to save?" It's preventing the shutdown. When I canceled out of the shutdown after that, it had managed to close this window. So I didn't actually have to shut down the whole computer. But no, I will not show you guys the MS Paint because it it's intended to be a picture that I was intending to send to an artist to actually get it done correctly, but it's intended to be a picture of like me sitting at the in a chair with like my feet up on the desk. It doesn't look necessarily like it's a leg that's on the desk, so I'm not going to. I don't want to get my channel flagged because my artwork is trash. So, let's see here. We're going to continue on, and hopefully we'll be able to do this. So this is one of the ones where you start out with like a super ridiculous, like, lack of everything, I think. So, do I want to do this? I don't think I want to use the dwarves. They're too expensive. I think that this is... Wow. You know, if I had a succubus right now, I could just kill them. Hey, he has the succubus that I was looking for. Okay, so we've got our gems up to a little higher, and we can... I kind of just want to hang on to resources for the most part. It became awkward really fast, indeed. Not that awkward. So... Ha! I'll see your one zoo and raise you one. Okay, so I have access to Dragon, which, as you can see, is basically useless at this point. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of Red Sheep. And my goal is basically to try and stockpile beasts for now. Since I'm stockpiling beasts and forced labor, I'm definitely getting rid of Moody Goblins. I'm getting exclusively cards that I do not have the resources to use. This is really frustrating. I'm gonna go ahead and do this and hope that I don't get the thing that... Oh god. This is not helpful enough to just... If I die because I cannot actually do anything because everything that I'm getting is bad for me. He's got 63 wall, and I have been getting exclusively shit I cannot use because I don't have enough stuff for it. Okay, I'm gonna have to start strip mining. On the plus that the resource that I'm trying to accumulate is not bricks. I'm trying to accumulate beasts, so we're in good shape so far. So I'm going to do a fire ring, and we're going to use copying the tech, which is going to help us out a lot. We're not going to use dwarves. Do I want to use this? This only costs 2 beasts. I'm going to do it. So we then discard a card. We're going to discard the Goblin Mob because that's useless. And we can go ahead and use the Miners. And we don't really have much in the way of wall, but we don't want to... There we go. So we can get both wall and tower out of that, basically. Now, we have access to Crystallize, which is very mana efficient, and we only have one wall, so -6 wall is good. So there's multiple conditions that you can fulfill. So the condition that I'm trying to fulfill is accumulating sufficient beasts. The other thing you can do is you can get your tower high enough. And the other thing that you can do is you can destroy the enemy tower completely. So that's the basic gist. So if your tower gets high enough, you win. If their tower reaches 0, you win. And if your resources get to a certain value, which I don't remember what it is for these, I think it's probably like 250 or something like that for Tatalia. I remember it being reasonably high. So the question is basically whether this tower is going to get to max before I get sufficient beasts. So that's why I haven't been using any beasts, is because I'm not taking down their tower, so damage doesn't matter. I'm going to keep these Goblin Archers, though, because they're relatively efficient and they have the ability to cancel this guy from getting to where he needs to be. I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of the dragon. The dragon is completely useless to me. He has 92 walls, so good luck getting through that. I'd have to throw 5 dragons at him just to get the wall down. Fortunately, that is a significant downgrade for me. Because now I have so many bricks relative to beasts in terms of resource gain. But the problem is that the beasts are useless to actually use, whereas bricks are useful to use. So we're going to keep using the bricks. And I would love to get something to increase my jump. If I could get parity would be great. There's a lot of good things. Yeah, it's not great energy that I've got right now. What do I want to do? I don't think this is that valuable. I'm getting rid of it. Because it's going to keep tempting me. And there we go. +1 zoo. Okay, so our zoo is back up to what we want it to be. Oh! And there we go. We got Crystal Matrix. Okay, so 3... Oh! Oh, yes. We're in very good shape now. Okay, so we're going to use Gemstone and Flaw because it's really cheap. Okay. Now we're in business. This only costs 1, so we're going to use it just to get an extra card. This costs 6. Do we want to do that? Yes, because we don't have any cards to discard right now. So we get +2 to our query. And let's see here. We do not want to do this, and we're never going to want to do this. Well, actually, it does do damage straight to the enemy tower. I'm actually going to use the Goblin Archers. We are going to use Empathy Gem first. It's not my intention to be getting my tower up, so I don't need to worry about doing things to increase my wall before my tower, because there's no way that I'm going to get my wall to where it needs to be to accomplish that. So that certainly will help. Okay, so... And we could do this if I want. I think I'm going to do this first. I was just a little too close for comfort there. So, getting that done I think will help me feel a bit more comfortable. We're going to use Crumblestone. And we should be finishing soon, I think. Unfortunately, I don't know when it's going to happen because I was expecting it to happen by now. So we're going to use Foundations. Look how high this was. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use the Dragon's Eye. Okay, so we need to discard a card. don't want to discard this. I'm actually just going to discard this ruby. Don't want to use overtime. Go ahead and use the gemstone flaw. Unfortunately, 300 is not the correct amount. I don't know what the correct amount is, but it's looking more and more like I'm actually going to finish this tower before I run out of resource requirement. So, just top up a ruby. Yeah, this is actually a really funny game because all he's getting is wall, and all I'm getting is tower, but I can't use it because I don't have enough gems to use all of this stuff. I'm not using this guy because he's not going to help me. So we're going to toss this. I don't think we're ever going to get... Hey, there we go. So 350 was the number to beat. So we managed to get there. It took a while, but we managed to get there. Slow and steady wins the race. So, one nice thing about picking a resource, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to allow myself to pick up food, so I'm not actually going to do so yet. And I can get Expert Arms Master here if I want. Do I want to... I'm not going to do it yet for her. Okay, so we got Expert Arms Master. That's a good start. I think the Master Arms Master is... Oh, shit. I was just in Arathia. Please tell me that I can... Oh, well, I can't now because it's too late. Well... Oh, Repair Item Master. That's a good thing to get. Okay, so we'll get that soon. Trap Expert. That's the Stealing Master Trainer. Walk. Okay, I am actually going to start up my regen spell.
Do you think we could really use this?
Theoretically, yes. Okay. The other thing is that I can actually use the Hammer Hand spell. Wonder how long it lasts. It doesn't actually say. Hammer Hands lasts a long time, so that's... How much extra? 5 extra damage? That's not terrible. So, unfortunately, though, the damage type is body magic, which is like the worst type of damage that you can do. It's even more resistant than physical. So there's so many things that have immunities to it. Like everything important has immunities to it. But I don't think.
Do we really need another weak item?
Actually, do not need them. I don't think that the trolls that I'm going to be fighting over here have immunity to body magic. So we can. Cast it less.
Ah, but a scratch.
That was actually a pretty massive hit.
Ah, but a scratch.
Okay.
Ow!
Is that supposed to hurt?
Ah, but a scratch.
Oh, jeez. Whoa, okay, well that... that was unfortunate. Okay, so we've got a lot of friends over here. We are going to start pulling them in smaller packs. And it looks like they're not coming. Would you like to come attack me? Okay, so... And the rest of them have decided to start coming. Luckily, they don't have very high AC, so it's relatively uncommon for me to fail to
Ah,
interrupt.
but a scratch.
Is that supposed to hurt?
Ow.
Ah, but a
Wow,
scratch.
nice job. 1 damage hit. There are way too many mountain pole trolls in this pack. It's like all mountain trolls all the time. Oh, okay, we need to reload. We accidentally drew them into the NPCs, so we're not allowing any NPCs to die on our watch. Unless we murder them ourselves,
Let's look
which
for more interesting. Let's look
something
for
that
more
happens
interesting.
pretty regularly, actually.
Ow!
That kind of hurt a little. Ow.
There we go. So we got one of the mountain trolls down. Oh god.
Ah, but a scratch.
Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Oh god, everything is not fine.
Ow.
At least they don't target any of my party members in particular, because that would make my life really, really hard.
Ah, but a scratch.
Okay, we got all the mountain trolls down. There's more coming from the right. There we go. And boom. Whew. I could have actually like just run away from them and reset the fight, basically gone and saved and done that business, but I like doing one nice long clean kite. It makes me very happy to be able to do that. So let's see, this guy is actually, he's very slow, so I might actually be able to just charge into him and take him out. And that's a yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is crazy good.
Ah, but a scratch.
Is that supposed to hurt?
Oh shit, my gloves were off.
Aha!
Got you. You know what? Since this is only the low-level trolls, I'm just going to trash them. There we go. So, we've cleared out, I think, most of these. One second. Need to slap some stuff in my eyes. Juice it up. Oh, that was close to where it was supposed to be. It's very strange because since I just got surgery a couple weeks ago, my
What a scratch.
poor skull.
Do you think we could really use this?
It's such body horror for people. Anyway, since I got my eye surgery a couple weeks ago, it's very strange because it feels like I'm wearing contacts sometimes. Like some of the symptoms that I have, like where my eye feels like, oh, you know, something went wrong with my contact and it's like flipped or something. But it's like I'm not wearing any contacts, so it's like, where is this sensation coming from? And it's pretty bizarre stuff. Alright, so we're going to continue fighting the rest of the trolls, I think, before we investigate the rest of the town. We should be able to deal with them pretty fast, actually. That pack in the bottom is actually one of the larger packs, I think. And that was a lot of mountain trolls. That was a surprisingly large amount of mountain trolls. So, of course, the first thing that comes out of the woods at me is a mountain troll.
Ow!
Trying to make a
That
liar out
kinda
of
hurt a
me. So I'm just gonna go south.
But a scratch.
So there's one down. There's two more in this pack. Oh, there's two more.
That one hurts.
Did I already kill one?
Bring on a bigger challenge.
Ow!
Careful.
Let's look for a more interesting fight.
So. Flee for me. Okay. We have successfully taken out the trolls. There's a couple more to go, but then we'll be done. Alright, so the other thing that I want to do is I want to try to protect as many of the guards up here as possible. Because there are guards up here as well as more trolls. And we only have an hour and a half left of regen. Which is not a huge amount. It's an okay amount, but it's not a lot. Okay, so we can try to pull these guys to us. We don't want to get too close because I think that there's a pack of archers to the north of here. But yeah, having the attack speed on so many characters is actually really nice. That hit stun is really, really potent. Because if they're standing right outside their melee range, they really just get destroyed because they get hit stunned and they can't immediately start up their next attack. Like, this is a really short range kite. I'm barely moving at all.
What a scratch.
And it only stopped working because I missed.
Ow.
There we go. So, save the game. Okay, so here's the question. There is a mountain troll over there.
Is that supposed to hurt?
No. All right, I'm gonna have to reload. So I'm gonna try to save as many of these guys as possible. The way that I'm gonna do that is by trying to trigger. So, see, this is the problem. This troll here is already in melee range with these
What a
guys,
scratch.
so he's just like blowing them apart. I don't think I can actually save that guy. Oh my god. Did I just attack the archer? Yep. Okay, we're gonna have to reload. Okay. So, we're recasting this. Do I have any way of increasing? Okay, so this one's approaching me. Is it? No, it seems to be wandering away now. Is it? Okay, this one is. I thought it was approaching me. Come on. These guys seem to be approaching me and then they like lose interest. It's very strange. So that guy I think just charged. The archers. This is so weird. This behavior on their part is very odd.
Ow. Ow.
Okay, well.
What a scratch.
I unfortunately.
I'm
Oh
gonna
god.
die.
All my buffs just were off.
What a scratch.
Aha!
Please tell me she's regenerating. It's gonna take me like 20 minutes for her to regenerate back up with only the passive. Oh, there's two of these mountain trolls over here.
Is that so?
Okay, that did not work how I had hoped. I don't know why I had hoped that that would turn out better than it did, but I did. Okay, we're going to plus the headstone is the most important thing.
I need healing.
So we don't have very long on regen. Okay. So,
Ow.
there.
Do you think we could really use this?
That is a lot of dead archers. But yeah, I could potentially save them if I was higher level and
Do you think we
just
could really use this?
could walk in here and just burst them down really, really fast, but
Do we really need another weak item?
not this early in the game. Okay, so this is something that I can slap on her. And if I get her up to expert skill, she might be able to identify a few random things, but it's not going to be a particularly big boon for us. Okay, so we've cleared out that pack, but there's going to be a bunch more, so we're going to do the healing. Get our heal on. And we can cast Hammer Hands on him.
Ow!
Is that supposed to hurt?
Ah, what a scratch.
Oh shit, shit, shit. Nope.
Ow!
Everything about this is wrong.
Ow!
Oh, there's the thing.
Is that supposed to hurt?
Help!
Ah, what a
That kind of
scratch.
hurt a little. Ow! Ow!
So we accidentally got another guy killed. As you do. And let's see. There we go. We have reached this first thingamahoo's it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we've got. I think this one's running from me.
It looks vicious.
It looks vicious. Oh, she can actually identify these. Nope, she cannot.
Yes! Do you think we could really use this?
Nope. Nope, I don't.
Ah, what a scratch.
Oh, hello.
What a scratch.
Wow.
Ah, what a scratch.
That'd be nice. It's actually casting.
That kind of hurt a little. Ow!
God damn it. Ugh. Life is sad. And then you get knocked unconscious, but hopefully don't
Ah,
die.
what a scratch.
I'm actually very curious how far behind she is now. Let's see. Whoa, she's like 4,000 EXP behind at this point. That is really sad. Excuse me, it's just because her max HP is so low. Boop. Okay. So So next,
That was too easy.
okay, we got another belt. Let's save the game. Midnight. Okay, so
Come on, let's check it out.
we can see if we can. We should be able to burn this guy down pretty
I don't
fast,
know.
actually. So I'm not actually that concerned. I'm gonna heal her anyway. Shit. You technically have a finite quantity of HP, yeah? So we're clear. Shit. Okay, okay. And there we go. So, unfortunately, I got myself hit once. But I think getting hit once by a dragon is, you know, not too bad for someone who's been standing in Munich, just trying to kill it with basically,
There's no more room.
in one case, my bare hands. So, not too shabby. So we took out the dragon. We got the Crusader promotion quest done. We now have the eligibility for level 15, which is pretty good. 3 levels worth of EXP. Whew. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, I'm getting better at fighting the dragons. In previous attempts, I definitely was way sloppier than that. And I was actually similarly capable against the dragon earlier. I guess not similarly. I got hit like 4 or 5 times by that one. But I did fight the entire battle in one go. I didn't actually disengage and do any saving or anything like that. And it only took me 1 attempt, so... I feel like
really
every time I play this game, I get a little bit better at dealing with the dragons. Okay, so we are going to pop over this direction. How are we doing on regen? So regen's about to wear off. And we can now move on to other things.
Do you think we could really use this?
Hammer hands.
Do you think we could really use this?
So I'm gonna go ahead and just cast Water Walk. Head out to the west. And yeah, that went reasonably well. I'm a little annoyed with myself because getting myself hit the one time, it makes the
Got
difference
it.
between a perfect attempt and a non-perfect attempt. But, oh well, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, fighting those dragons is definitely like the most like intensive focus that you get in this game, where it's like you're in melee range with a dragon, you do not have a lot of room to maneuver to make sure that you get to dodge those attacks, and you
What do you
really
think we'll
have to
find?
dodge not necessarily all of them, but pretty damn close if you want to actually be able to do that. Well, being in melee with 2 dragons
Bring on a bigger
is
challenge.
pretty much only something you would have to do if you were in an outdoor area where you can fly. And if you can
There's no way
fly,
we really need
then
another weak item.
it just trivializes things to a large degree.
Do you think we could really use this?
The
Do we really need another weak item?
oh, +6 disarm skill. So that is probably sufficient to carry us through the rest of the game. I don't think we'll need any more disarm skill.
Do we really need another weak item?
Oh, $10 resistance is pretty good. So yeah, so in terms of like, oh, hello. In terms of the way that like dragon fights later happen, I feel like the first 2 dragons that you fight are substantially more stressful than later dragons,
Do we
because
really need
later on
another
you'll
weak
have
item?
enough HP that you can take a couple hits. You can, sort of comfortably eat damage and stuff like that. Whereas right now you just don't have very much HP. So that thing hit my thief down to half life in one shot, which is pretty damn high damage. So so we're set there. Let's go ahead and recast this. Alright, so
Do you think we could really use this?
That is +8 identified. And don't I have 10? No, I have 8. Okay, so no, I can't use it.
Do we really need another weak item? Ow!
Let's see. Oh, I guess I probably should have... I brought along this axe for the specific purpose of killing that dragon with it. But no, I mean, +31 attack versus 19 attack? No question. You want the +31.
I don't know what that is. Sorry, can't help.
There's no more room.
That's good.
There's no more room. Do you think we could really use this?
Alright, so... But I also think that Ronthrax, for the same reason that the later dragons just aren't that, like, stressful, Ronthrax is not nearly as, like, scary as the dragon on the first island. The dragon on the first island will one-shot you.
Do you think we could really use this?
Right?
Do you think we could really use this?
It's not a guarantee because you do have all that resistance
Do you
that
think
you
we
can
could
apply.
really use this?
So there's a chance
There's no more
that
room.
you basically take nothing. But while there is the chance
no
that you
room.
take basically no damage,
Do you think we could really use this?
there's also the chance that you just get one shot. And not one shot to unconscious, one shot to dead.
It's disarmed. Do we really need another weak item?
And at that point in the game, there actually
There's
isn't
no
even
space.
a solution to that. Like, you can't protect yourself. You can't use preservation or anything like that to prevent yourself from getting killed. So yeah, the dragons definitely get more easy to manage as time passes. Which, you know, is just reasonable. If there were 2 dragons in either of these fights, it would be very, very difficult to see a strategy for victory, honestly. It would be very difficult to get a win out.
Is that supposed to hurt?
Okay. Should not have left that guy hitting me for that one.
Killed it. Do you think we could really use this?
But I really, really enjoy those solo dragon fights. They are very cool. And then the thing that's kind of interesting is that there's then the super dragon that's in the end of the game that you can fight. And
Do you think we could really use this?
it's actually easy to not notice that it is in fact like a special unique dragon, because you're so powerful at that point that the difference in stats between that dragon and the other dragons is just not that meaningful. Which I think is kind of interesting and cool. It's like you have reached the point where, you know, super dragon, normal dragon, whatever, it's all just fodder for your sword or blaster or whatever you're using at that point. Okay, so one of the key things that I'm supposed to be doing during this run is keeping an eye on the relative power levels of the different characters. So if I go to Deja, then I would actually have the ability to add another +9 to his attack and another 12 to 18 to his damage. So he'd have 39 to 51 damage right now, which is a pretty massive boost. And you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get some of those swords by the sheer volume of champions of the sword that you're going to kill in Arathia. So for this particular run, I do think that the knight really ends up doing some pretty good damage. There we go. There we go. Pretty early, like more than I was expecting. I was expecting that the knight was going to take longer to sort of catch up with the damage output that the other characters were putting out. But while I'd say the monk probably would be out damaging him either way with his current stats, the monk would probably be out damaging him either way. You need to get a decent dagger, and good daggers are actually not that easy to come by. I think that the Barrow Wights only have crappy daggers. I'm pretty sure that, assuming they drop any daggers at all, that the rogues in this place give crap daggers. So, and I don't think they do. I think they drop, like, either cloaks or just miscellaneous items, so just whatever. So, the rogue is going to have a harder time coming across good daggers to keep dagger skill relevant at this point. Dagger skill catches up later because of the fact that they eventually get the ability to add their skill level to their damage, which is just, you know, standard damage potency skill. But it's a standard damage potency skill that they can use on a dual-wielded weapon, which you can't get plus damage and dual-wield with swords. Because the sword gives... Basically, the plus damage
Can I help you?
comes from the offhand in this game. In Might and Magic 6, it was the other way around. So if you had spear and sword skill, or axe and sword skill, you could offhand the sword, and you'd get the bonuses from that, and then you would main hand the other weapon and get the damage bonuses. So you could maximize the usage of both skills. That's not how it works with this game, unfortunately. It doesn't let you do that. So let's put Body Magic Master here. Wacko. Air resistance. Okay. So he wants some paintings. I have 2 of them already. So here's the another expert sword fighter person. Which is honestly a really weird place to put it, because in order to get to Tatalia, you have to go through Erathia. So it seems strange to put him here, because it's like, well, this is kind of redundant. But we're going to actually head up north to the town up there. And we're going to do Markham's Estate last, I believe. It's not the hardest thing here. The hardest thing here is the thing that we're going to be doing up here. But the up here I can get my plate armor skill, and there might be someone that is a useful trainer for me here, but I don't actually know. But we also will luckily be having a decent amount of level ups here. So shield mastery and plate expert. That's interesting.
Need a new weapon? Thanks.
Okay, so we need armor, which is over here.
See anything you want?
Seriously? This guy doesn't sell... My life is sad. Okay, well, fine. This guy does not teach the plate skill. So in order to get the
Thanks
plate
a lot.
skill... Exact opposite. I just know... Yeah, you're right. They have the exact opposite facial hair. Huh. They're inverses of each other. Let's see.
Need some train? That's the ticket. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. That's the ticket.
So we've leveled up. And what do we want now? I think everybody should get Arms Master up to Expert while we're here. He doesn't really need to. He's not going to use Arms Master expertise until really, really, really late. It's going to be very, very long before I do that. For him, though, he does at some point need to start putting points into dodging. And I am planning to go to Evanmorn Island soon, so I'm going to do it now. For her, we can start dumping more points into Dagger. If we want. Is there anything that we couldn't identify? Yes, we could not identify the thing or whatever, so... let's see. The serious question, though, is whether we want to, because honestly, until you get Grandmaster Dagger, Dagger skill just isn't very good. Like, it's not that valuable. So, we're going to go ahead and get this to Master. You know what? We should get her Arms Master up, like I said that I was going to get everybody's. And then we're actually going to pump her Arms Master up to level 7 first, because that is much more valuable than doing it the other way around. She also does not have Arms Master increased by anything anymore. Okay, so, plus 10 endurance and accuracy. Might as well. Oh, never mind, not on her. Give it to him, actually, because he's kind of gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to gear. Okay, so what else do we need to do? Anything? Let's see. I'm actually going to give all this resistance.
Do we really need another weak item?
Boop. And plus 15 alchemy skill. Plus 3 accuracy is not that meaningful compared to this.
Sorry, no idea.
And what else? Where you go? There. Okay, so unfortunately, this means that we need to. I guess we don't need to go down there. That's fine. Ooh, plus 20 AC. That's actually pretty useful for us. And I guess I could check that other place, because there's actually another place down there, but I'll head over there later after I have. Actually, do I want to do that later, or do I want to do that right now? You know what? We're gonna save the game right now. We don't have Featherfall, but we can just run straight over here, and we'll check whether I can go and get plate armor skill from this place over here. Because if I can, then I might be able to get my plate skill to expert right now, which would be nice, because that halves the recovery time. Does Arms Master work with unarmed? I don't actually remember whether Arms Master works with unarmed without an actual weapon equipped. So with the Greyface patch, the most recent one anyway, Arms Master will work with staff. So that helps monks to actually stay
See anything you want?
Yes, we got plate. Perfect. Okie dokie.
Thanks a lot.
So we can go ahead and drop this on him. So 110 AC is substantially better than whatever nonsense he had before. So he's now going to be really, really tanky. That's great. So very, very hard to actually land hits on him now. And so that's a big deal. In addition, we've got the actual plate skill now. And in addition, when he gets to not Grand Mastery, but just Mastery of Plate, it halves his damage taken from all physical attacks. So that is actually going to be a really, really big deal. And it's only going to take a couple of more levels to do it. He doesn't need to do a class promotion to do it. He doesn't need anything special. All he needs is a couple more levels and wherever the Master Plate guy is, which I'll find out here. I think we actually have already seen the Master Plate person. I think he's in Arathia or something. Or she's in Arathia. Whichever it is. I don't remember whether it's a man or a woman, actually. So we should be fine. We still have Lauren Steele following us around, just watching our every move. I feel like we're being spied on, people. This is unacceptable. Alright, so he's got 113. Okay. So over here we got house. Stedwick, there we go. Perfect. So once we finish up here, we'll be able to get Master Plate. So, okay, so we're talking about, like, the relative power of all of these characters. So right now, how is his recovery time? His recovery time is not great. His recovery time is now about half of that of the other characters. Okay, so his damage is slightly more than the other characters, but not by a lot right now. Once he gets to Master Sword, his damage will actually go up significantly. In addition, he could be dual-wielding daggers. He could be. Dual-wielding daggers isn't as effective for him, though, because he's still going to have the recovery penalty from the armor. But it's something to bear in mind. And let's see, what else do we need to do? We need to cast all of our buffs, because we're about to go into a very, very dangerous location. And I'm actually... Oh, I didn't pick up Arms Master Expert. Oh, she can't pick up Arms Master Expert. Well, that was a waste of points for her. Let's see. I can actually get Expert Leather Armor to give her that. But we're not going to do it quite. First, we're going to increase her body magic skill, which won't make a huge difference since we already cast the regen, but it's fine. So we're going to get that up to the point where we can get it to mastery. We can go ahead and cast Heroism. We can cast Bless, and now we are ready to pop into here. So first things first, we have the murder rolls. In this case, the murder holes are for murdering them, not for them murdering us, because they just weren't programmed correctly to take advantage of the murder holes. Okay, so we can save this. And
that was too easy.
That was too easy. And yes, I did say that this is the hardest area in this part of the map. And it really is, trust me on that. And that is why It's not the hardest area on the map because of the bullshit that I just dealt with. It's the hardest area on the map because of this bullshit that I'm dealing with now. Okay, so... as you can see, we have quite a few champions of the sword. Luckily, I don't see any masters of the sword yet. Okay. And how am I going to handle this? I think I'm going to need... I'm actually going to... I'm walking out to reset these guys. I want to put them in a better location. Okay, there's one of them coming out already. Is it a master? No. Okay, champion of the sword. I don't think I can take in a fight, and that's a yes. I cannot take one of those in just like a stand-up fight, which means that we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Ow.
Oh, Jesus, hello. So here's a question. Can I actually hang it? Oh my god. But I can use their murder holes against them. Okay, so we can use the murder holes against them.
We got.
Whoa, shit. Whoops. Let's load that autosave. I accidentally... because I was clicking on it instead of... thinger. So, we can kill the champions this way. There's no space at all to kite in here. And if I had actually realized that... so it turns out that Lord Markham's estate might actually be the hardest place in here. Because you can actually just kite... you can deal with these guys in the murder holes. So...
There's no room. Do we really need another weak item?
so how are we doing? Anybody want to come in here? Any of you swordsmen want to come over? Say hello? Say hello to my little murder. Nope. Okay, well, fine. I guess we'll just have to do this the other way. That's actually interesting, though, because if they go here, they actually... are more likely to... Okay. So what's up here?
Ah, what a...
Okay, so there's a bunch of archers in here. Wow, you are tougher than I thought. Okay.
Was that supposed to hurt?
Unfortunately, heroism and stuff practically lasts no time at all. Oh my god, hello. Oh, this is just an initiate. Okay, so we've got an initiate. I'm actually gonna cast up my buffs, and then I'm gonna dive into melee, because I feel kind of bad. It's like, well, I'm gonna use... oh my god. Well, maybe I shouldn't have felt so bad.
Oh, that was a blow.
Okay, so we've got chest.
Got it.
Nothing interesting in the chest, but we got a chest. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The table! The power of table compels you to die. This stream, by the way, has been the absolute, like, furniture stream. Like, furniture is the MVP of this run so far. Oh shit, I didn't hit him while I was moving away, so now I have to go... okay, we're fine.
There's no room. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's okay, but not great. It's not as good as the 34 armor class I get off of using the better armor. Oh shit. Oh, that. Table time, table time. Everybody's got a table. Ah! Okay, so how are we doing? There we go. So I think if we stand here, they automatically sort of come up to us. Maybe is that it? Yep. They're just coming at us one at a time. Oh god, this is an actual master of the sword. Well, hello, friend. So masters of the sword are actually the highest. These are the strongest ones of these. These guys are ridiculously strong. But they all die to the power of furniture. The power of furniture compels you to die. To die.
Ah, but a scratch.
There we go. Oh,
There's
wow.
no room. Oh, yeah.
2 different copies of... Oh, wow. Hello. Plus 25 body resistance. So this is the maximum amount of body resistance you can get on a piece of armor. And that's another one that has less than the maximum, so it's obviously not something we need. And I don't need any of these shields. I feel like the thing that is worth 4,500 is probably better to carry around than the thing that's worth 900 or 400.
No room.
No room, huh?
I can't wait to use this.
How about now? I guess still no room. Okay, there we go. Oh, hello. We've already destroyed your master.
That one hurts.
Ah. Ah, the power of furniture. It's glorious. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh god. Okay. Whoa, that was close. So, save the game, save the game, save the game, save the game. Get over here and then kiss. Listen to this. Okay, so we got a friend over here. We've got a couple of friends who are stuck in a chest. So these two are just trapped. So we found out where our initiates of the sword went. All the initiates of the sword trapped themselves in a corner. And this is why they're initiates and not
It's bizarre.
masters.
Do you think we could really use this? Oh, yeah.
A true master
Do
of
we
the
really
sword
need
doesn't get
another
us
weak item?
Hello. So this is just a nice +3 bonus.
Sorry, there's no room for this. Sorry, there's no room for this. No room.
Let's see.
No, there's no space.
And this is 16 HP on it. I'm gonna slap that on the rogue. Because the rogue has the least amount of HP out of these peeps. Okay. And I'll just give these to her, I guess. No, I'll give them to him. Okay, there we go. And what else do we have to do? Boop, 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 boop. Anything else in here?
Do you think we could really use this?
Probably not. Okay. Are we done here? I think we're done in this room. So now we go over to this other side. champion of the sword.
What a scratch. Is that supposed to hurt?
Can I do it?
Oh, that's a bad one.
Yeah! Getting into pissing contests with champions of the sword and winning. Okay. I generally frown on pissing contests, but sometimes you just have to let it happen. Okay, so we're gonna move on to here. Oh god. Okay, we're definitely not gonna get into another one of those, because that would be bad.
That one hurts.
See? That would be bad. I lied about not doing it, but it was in fact just as bad as I anticipated. Okay, so... Okay, so we've got one out here, and we've got Bless for 20 minutes. We're gonna recast these two spells. I'm so glad that we have the mana regen now. So, how do we want to handle you?
You'll have to do better than that.
Oh shit. Oh, I buried myself in a corner, but I don't think I have enough damage to actually kite these things effectively. So we're just going to use our dear friend this room. So I'm actually curious how this works. So this, I can on-ramp them like this, right? But how does that work? Okay, so I actually successfully on-ramped them into this room. Okay, well. The power of table. Yeah, this party does have a lot of damage, actually. These things are going down very rapidly. I'm almost actually at the point where I could conceivably handle these guys with kiting. Not the Master of the Sword, obviously. The Master of the Sword is, like, a whole nother level. God damn it. But these Champions of the Sword, they're not that out of control. They're certainly out of control. They're not something that I can, like...
Oh, that's a bad one.
Like, I could conceivably do this in a really long hallway. I have difficulty with it either way because of the fact that I actually might be able to do that here. If I heal Quarter Cup, I might actually have the HP to do that. I need to do it very effectively.
What a scratch.
Ow.
Oh, that's a bad one.
But yeah, I can actually do this. One of the problems that I'm having is I'm missing a lot. So let's see. Yeah, I didn't have my bless wear off. It's just that I'm missing a lot. But yeah, if I do
What a scratch.
a short kite like
You'll
this,
have to do better than
God damn it! I ran into the wall. I ran myself into the wall there, so that's why I actually died. But yeah, it does seem that this basically works.
Is that supposed to hurt?
Ah, what a scratch.
Oh, that's a bad one.
That one hurts.
And I overestimated how much damage I'd already done, and I stopped moving. Because the previous couple times I'd actually...
Ah, what a scratch. That one hurts.
I once
Is that
again
supposed to hurt? Oh, that's a bad one.
put myself into a corner there. Oh. He's now run away.
Perhaps we should look for a new one.
Perhaps we should look for a new one, because I do not have... Well,
Sorry.
you know
I
what?
Can't repair it.
We have a new one. There you go. It's basically the same item. For this purpose, it is the same item. I didn't save, did I? Did I save? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Oops. Oh, man. Oh! No. No, it didn't wear off. Yeah. Okay, so... For a second, I thought that my Bless had worn off. Oh, wow. That damage resistance. Okay, there we go. Okay, the Master of the Sword, though, there's no way on earth I'm going to be able to do that, too. A melee kite is not going to work on an enemy that's this strong. It has, like, 1200 HP. A boatload. A boatload of physical resistance, and just its stats are going to be way too high. So we're going to pull it out if we can. I'm trying to get it to come out to me, but it seems to prefer meandering completely randomly. There we go. So we can get it to come out this way. Nope. Seriously? You are the most confused... Come, friend. Friend. Come. Okay, luckily she will just return back up. Okay. And where do I need to stand? Just somewhere around here, I guess. I'm trying to figure out where I was standing. I think it was about here. So we got regen active. We do not actually have hammer hands active, so let's recast that. And we'll recast Bless and Heroism while we're at it. Okay, well. Not entirely sure how I got this thing on road the last time. It might have just been random. I don't need to on-road it here, though. There are other options. So we can also on-road him down here if he'll actually come here. I don't know if he will or not. Doesn't look like he will. So I guess we're just gonna save this and try to finagle something. I don't think the room that he was in,
But a
but this one might. It has bunk beds.
ah,
I don't think I can hide behind a bunk
This
bed.
kind of hurt a
These are not a type of bed that will work. So okay. So unfortunately, this is not. I don't think this is deep enough. So can I actually hit it by holding A, or do I need to click? It looks like I can hit it just by holding A here. So we don't actually need to on-road at all. We can actually just fight it from here. Just so many spots that we can finagle out a win against these swords masters. So we'll see. If there's a Master of the Sword in Lord Barkham's Keep, that's actually going to be a pretty major challenge. Because you can't really do... There's no real place to on-road it, I don't think. Maybe you can use the table, but even if you can use the table, which I'm not even sure you can, it's a very small area, and you have to do a lot of stuff in a very tight space, and you can't, like, you don't have this whole area to just play with where you can figure out at your own pace and in relative comfort how you're going to do it. You have to be on point the whole time. So I do think that Markham's Estate is actually going to be harder than this place was, just because this place had a lot of ways to deal with the... Fuck. Okay, well, what was that? So something... Great. This is terrible. Okay, so... Grab this. We got a cutlass. We're actually going to leave. The reason that we're leaving is because that's the easiest way to save the game into a slot that we want to save it in, because we actually need to exit, because it just completely bugs out the game if it gets out of if it gets tabbed out. So the Might and Magic series is actually really frustrating to stream because there's so many bugs associated with it. But that's fine. Okay. At any rate, oh wow, we've actually gained enough experience to level up again.
let's get out of
And naturally, oh whoops. Okay, so first of all, we can look at this cutlass. So we've got another cool cutlass. This is a Lieutenant's Cutlass. It's a 3-5 plus 10 with 10 to 20 points of fire damage and plus 25 might. So that is pretty sexy. Does a lot of damage.
There's no more room.
Sorry, there's no
There's
room
no
for this.
space.
So that's useful, and once we can dual wield that plus the other stuff. Where is it? Okay, now we can continue back into here. And see, this is the thing, is that knights actually have quite a lot, knights and rogues for that matter, both have quite a lot of stuff that is pretty much like a guaranteed set of gear in terms of weapons and stuff, because again, rogues can use all of this stuff as well.
It's disarmed. Do we really need another weak item?
No, we do not. We do need this though. Okay.
Got it.
Heart of the Wood, we won't actually need it, but
Got it.
we're taking it anyway.
Do we really need another weak item?
And okay, so we done that, we can now move on, going into here. Alright, we got a pack of enemies in here. There we go.
Hurt?
And we have cleared this dungeon.
Do you think we could really use this? Do you think we could really use this?
No. No, I don't. I think we're not allowed to use that because of the restrictions.
It's disarmed. It's disarmed. It's disarmed. Do we really need another weak item? Do we really need another weak item?
Sorry, there's no room for this.
Do we really need another weak item? There's no more room.
Sorry, there's no
No
room for
room.
this.
There's no room.
This is reasonably expensive. So, anything else of interest? Nope. Okay. So,
It's disarmed. Do you think we could really use this?
save the game. Save the game. Alright, so we're done here. I think we've gotten all of the treasures. Thanks. We're ready to pop out of here. I guess we could have opened this somehow, probably, but yeah. Which means that we only have one more area left in this place to get to. So, how are we doing? He's got played expert. Was there some other expert skill that I was intending to learn? Oh, actually, there's another dungeon here. I completely forgot. So we actually do have one more dungeon aside from just the one that I was thinking of. We also have a wine cellar to go into because wine cellars are clearly extremely dangerous dungeons. So we'll clear out, the rats or whatever silly things are down in the wine cellar, and then we can go to this guy's estate and clear that out. Which do I want to do first, actually? I might want to do this guy's estate first. Just because it's very, very fast. It's very, very small. And, yeah, we'll do that first. And hope that construction doesn't start going crazy on me. Do we have the plus 20 still? Yes. And we've cast that on 3 of 4. Hammerhand says 3 hours left, so we don't need to recast that. But we do need to recast Bless. And we do need to recast Heresy. Okay, here we go. So we
What do you think we'll
have
find in here?
a guard. Okay, so we've completed that quest. So, is this the right place? Okay, that is a champion.
What a scratch. What a scratch.
I do not think this is going to work too great. So we have pretty nasty business here. So I'm actually going to pop in here. The other thing that I need to do.
Perhaps a worthy challenge awaits.
So the key is that it would be a better strategy to just attack these guys rather than opening these doors. But I'm not going to allow myself to do that.
Got it.
Oops.
Do you think we could really use this?
Not really
Do
what
we
I
really
intended
need another
to do.
weak item?
No.
Do you think we could really use this?
You're right. Now is really not the time. I agree. 100%. Okay, so I think that we've managed to at least temporarily avoid having those guys charge us.
Yes.
Okay, so we took out all those guys. I don't know if there's more, but we'll save this. And pop the switch. Oh god. Oh god. The power of the bed compels you to die. Yes. I'm telling you, furniture, man. Furniture is the MVP of this stream. MVP of the stream is definitely furniture. Because there's absolutely no way that you can kite these. There's no way to kite these in here. It's such a tiny space. If you had maybe one of these guys, like just the champion, for instance. Just the champion, I can kite for a little while. You know what? In fact, I'm going to try to kite this guy for a little while. I'm going to save this.
That's a bad one.
And you can just see how it's so hard to kite him even like
Oh yeah.
10 feet. Because the armor class is just so high on those guys. I deserved that. I deserved that.
Ah, what a
Oh,
scratch.
shit. Die, please, thank you. You know, it's funny, I did deserve that, but this time I didn't
It's
actually
disarmed.
even aggro that guy. I was ready for him to aggro, and he didn't aggro this time.
It's disarmed. Do you think we could really use this?
Oh, good.
Do you
we
think
got
we
a
could really
plus
use
3
this?
to unarmed.
Do you think we
which
could
is
really use this?
Not great, but it's better than nothing.
I don't know.
Do we really need another weak item?
Excuse me. Let's see.
I don't know.
Where did it go?
Sorry, no idea.
Do we really need another weak item?
I thought I put it in his inventory. Oh, maybe he didn't have space. If he didn't have space, it would have gone to her, probably. I think she's the second choice that I had. But the problem is that I don't actually remember what type of item it was.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was... What did you just say we got to? Oh, this. I thought it was one of these little hats.
I don't know.
I feel like her inventory is the most likely place to find it. 2 AC is better than 4 personality.
I don't know how. I don't know how.
I feel really dopey right now. I don't know where that item went. Well, it's only +1 over what I've got. It's not a big deal. I'll find it later.
Got it. Do you think we could really use this?
Okay, so we can move on. So we know that there's another thing right here. There's another one behind me. But that's just a normal swordsman. So we've taken out the guards.
That's supposed to hurt.
The face palms. Are you like looking at the actual item in question, like just face palming as you see it very clearly in my inventory? Put it back, did I? I think I put it. No, I didn't put it back. I don't know where I put it. I put it somewhere. I'll find it eventually. Okay, so we've just... I'm looking for an item that has one higher unarmed skill on it than the one that I've got. It's possible that I'm a tired, crazy person and that it's actually this helm, but I don't think it is.
Sorry, no idea.
I don't think it's the endurance thing. I'm pretty sure that it was actually what I thought it was. But, you know, that's the fact that I'm pretty sure of something doesn't really mean much. Okay, so we are now going to go into the wine cellar because killing, you know, drunk rats seems like a great, you know,
That's a worthy challenge.
a great
awaits us.
challenge. Yay, bats.
Bring on a bigger challenge.
Oh, ghosts. Well, you know. Oh, that's not a ghost. And that's not a rat. That's a necromancer. So yes, I lied. Down here, it's not rats. It's actually a very hard dungeon. This is
Do you
a
think we could really use
relatively
this?
late game place. So we're going to heal up a bit, and we are going to recast our buffs. And there's nothing else in here. Okay.
Got it. Do you think we could really use this?
I thought that there were going to be a bunch of them in this corner, but nope. Well, I will do my best to get my emote ready for you ASAP. Oh god, hi friend. No. I don't want you life stealing from me. Go away. Also, how am I hitting you so hard? I hit you for 46.
Ow!
No! Told you not to life steal from me.
Sorry, no idea.
Specifically
Do we really
said
need
I
another weak
didn't
item?
want that to happen to me. Okay, so I think that is what? No, what is it? Oh no, it's spell point drain. Oh, that is incredibly unpleasant. Well, I'm glad that I did my stat boosting first. Okay. Oh, hi, friends. So these ghosts, I believe, are being summoned by these. Whoa! Look at that damage. Actually, I think the two of those were actually an instant in-cap proc from the ghost, but.
No problem.
Ow!
Okay, so we can take the Speaker of the Dead out.
supposed to hurt?
Shrapnel. So good. By the way, this is why I was thinking that yeah, that place from before the watchtower is going to be pretty much impossible because it's just chock full of these like necromancers and
There's no more room. Do we really need another weak item?
and liches and all sorts of other stuff. They all use shrapnel, and shrapnel is just so overpowered. Shrapnel is just so ludicrously overpowered. Hello.
Got it. Do you think we could really... Do we really need another weak item?
An antique peasant hat. That's... I'm actually taking this just because it's funny.
No
Because it
room.
increases the value of the item by 10 times. So it is very
Got
amusing
it.
to find it on something
Oh,
that has
yeah.
such a
Do you
terrible
think we could really
base
use that? Do
value
we really need another weak item?
that even with the antique modifier, it's still only like 200.
Got it. Do we really need another weak item? Do you think we could really use this? Do you think we could really use this?
No, that's actually useless. But I do think that we can probably use this. No, we can't. Well, somebody can maybe.
There's no room.
Sorry, no room.
There's no room.
Alright, well. I guess we'll go down south and open this up. Okay, so we've cleared out this cellar actually. That was extremely fast. So we can now move on, save the game. Saving the game. Saving the game. And let's see. So we just finished this. I think we're done actually. We're done with Talia. Huh. Well, that wasn't too bad. Anything else that I need to do here? Ooh, we got the Foz. We have a lot of quests to turn in, not a lot of quests. Cause I got this and I forgot to actually give that to him. We need to give this to Norbert Thrush. Retrieve the 3 statuettes. Retrieve the 3 paintings. And, okay, so we are going to head over to Erathia next, and then from Erathia. Hard to say. Let's take a look at how much EXP we have. We have at least 2 more levels worth of experience. We want to get up to... She just needs to keep putting points into body magic and spirit magic and stuff like that. She's fine. But Korgrick would actually like to have expert arms master. Actually, I'm going to check something quick. It's 52 to 50, 51. So, Arms Master does in fact work with unarmed. That's good to know. And this other person also needs Arms Master, and the Arms Master person is right here. So we're going to go ahead and get everybody to Expert Arms Master. Not you. The Arms Master was where? Don't remember. Is it this person here? Nope, that's Mace Master. Alright, so we're gonna pop over to the south. Walk, 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 walk. And if we can get Arms Master up to Expert for all these characters, that'll mean that they can get to Master relatively quickly. Oh, right, Repair Item Master is here. I guess we're just gonna have to wait a while on that because that's not happening anytime soon. And there we go. Here's the Arms Master Expert. So you can become an Arms Master Expert on both of these people. And yeah, Paula Brightspear is in fact an Avli. So you have plate up to expert. Okay, so we're now going to head back to Erathia, I suppose. What happens if I go down south? I'm curious where that leads to. Nowhere. Okay. So, and west probably isn't anywhere either. So I think we're done with this zone, and we can now move on to the east and get back to Erathia. In Erathia, we can do. I think there's something. Is there mastery for something that we want to get there? I don't think so. So I think at this point we need to figure out where we want to go next. So we could try Bricata. Bricata makes, I think, probably the most sense based off of the difficulty that we have had so far. Alternatively, we could actually go back to Harmondale.
Do you think we could really use this?
Hello, that's +4 dodge skill. Oh, right, we have Evanmorn Island to get to. Okay, yeah, so let's take a look here. What is this? I'm actually going to reload this. Because I don't know what days it's available, but I do know that Evanmorn Island is available from multiple locations. So if I go to Evanmorn Island next, that's Evanmorn Island is a really easy zone for the most part. There's the gargoyles to deal with. The diamond gargoyles are a problem, but I mean, aside from the diamond gargoyles, everything else is pretty simple. The one issue with Evanmorn Island is that if I go there now... Oh, there it is. It was a eyeball.
Sorry, no idea.
Found it.
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh, that also means that I can just equip a prop. No, never mind. Wrong character. We can... If we go to Evanmorn Island, then I can't get Master Dodging right now. Because I have... How many? 1... Certainly not 4. Oh, but actually I can't. Because... So, I'm not allowed to rest, but I can advance time once I've completed an area. So we're basically... We would have to advance time in order to get to the... to use the boat anyway. So we're just going to advance time. We'll train up. Training up will allow us to get to Master Dodging and Unarmed. And so then we can basically be done with Evanmorn Island in one straight shot. I think Evanmorn Island... I don't know if it's the Master or the Grand Master for Merchant. But I'll stockpile points on Cortal just in case. Not Cortal. Oh, right. I'd have to stockpile a lot of points on her. Yeah, that's not likely to happen. Okay, well, whatever. So, wait until dawn. We're gonna
Need some training? That's the ticket. That's the ticket.
get that done. Okay, so he can spend 12 total points. She has 16 available. And let's see here. What does she want to do?
I don't know how.
Oh, you know what he needs? He needs repair. So I can dump 2 points into this, which
Sorry.
probably will not allow me to repair this.
I can't repair it.
Correct. So, but it will allow me to repair some extra stuff that I couldn't before. And we will just have to not worry about it too much. As for her, she has the ability to get expert alchemy already. I'm going to go ahead and put one more point in this and then start moving spirit magic up toward master. He can put the last point that he needs in dodging, which will allow him to get up to mastery. The reason that he needs mastery is that in order to get grandmaster unarmed and dodging, you need to have both of them at master. So let's see. As for her, it's silly for her to invest more into dagger. Arms master is not something that she's going to need terribly soon, I don't think. So because we're not going to Avli that soon. I think I'm going to stockpile points for her, and we're set. So, we're now going to head back down south to the boat, and hopefully we'll be able to just take the boat to Evanmore. Actually, I think it's only on Sundays. So, if we can't take the boat, then we'll just go somewhere that takes 2 days by stable, hopefully, and get to that other place. Maybe. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, so we need to do Evanmore Island. We can get pretty good amount of content done on Evanmore. Should be able to just clear the whole place. We do have water walking, which is nice because it'll help us fill up the map. The
Welcome aboard!
This goes to Avli.
Welcome aboard!
And that's interesting.
It's not open.
Welcome aboard! Welcome aboard!
That's interesting. I think actually I might need to go to Deja and turn this quest in. I didn't think I did, but maybe I do. Because I have the map.
Do we really need another weak item?
Oh, right. I didn't actually equip this. Let's see. Okay, so I guess that answers that question. We're not going to Evanmore Island next, so we're going to go to either Deja or Bracada. Between the two of them, I would think that Bracada would be. Oh, I guess I can take this boat to somewhere. No, this boat's going to Avli. No, we're not going to Avli.
Traveling today?
Okay, so we can go to Erathia.
Coach?
And from here, what do we need? Any skills that we're gonna learn here? I don't think so. Arms Master Masters and Avli. We could try to do Avli, but I think that would be really silly to try and do that right now. Because we want to get Evanmore Island done first. Just so that we can get mastery for him. Getting mastery for unarmed and dodging will be good. The dodging isn't as big a deal, particularly for Avli, but mastery for unarmed is going to give him an additional 13 damage. So that's kind of a big deal. That'll give him a nice 50% increase to his damage, roughly. And what are we doing? Okay, so we need to figure out whether we're going to Bricata or Deja. We're probably going to Bricata.
Traveling today?
But nope, it looks like we're going to Deja. So I think that we'll be okay here. We're going to go ahead and do a Titalia done save. And let's see here.
Traveling today?
We are going to head to Deja.
Coach.
Okay, so the last time we were here, this place was soups dangerous. This time it should be substantially less so. And, oh, the other thing is that we can now go talk to Tugor Slicer. So we'll do that.
Customers?
Okay, so how do we want to handle this? We could, if we wanted, use tremors, but we don't want to because we want to use this. So I'm just going to use this first. Use the fairy just in case it gives me something better to use. If it's not. I'm actually going to just steal. Okay, we can put up a great wall. And I think that we are going to be trying it for a tower victory because we're already so far ahead in tower. Don't want a tremor. Don't want a tremor. So the general strategy that I tend to use for doing Archimage is I tend to just never use beasts. I'm now sort of recalling the way that I handled this in the past. Is that I basically just didn't use beasts at all and always just stockpiled them, which means that basically anytime you have a you go for like a resource victory, you have sort of an advantage automatically because of the fact that you're never using the resource that you're planning on stockpiling. And there are a couple of cards, like the fairy cards that allow you to play again, that I do like to play because it gives you more cards at your disposal. But generally speaking, like even like this, what's the point? He has 50 bricks anyway. So just not using those cards, I think, tends to be more valuable. That said, in this case, I actually should have kept that around and used that because I need to start dealing some damage to his tower because we're falling behind on tower. Shit. And that entirely was because I discarded the wrong card. I discarded the thing that did the most damage because I just wasn't really paying that much attention.
Customers?
But yeah, generally speaking, people will build up their wall to the point where it's impossible to actually break through. So, it's not typically feasible. I think that dropping your thinger at that point is a very bad play. So I got 7 damage out there. So this time we're just gonna go somewhat aggro because we seem to have the opportunity to. So we're gonna do 2 damage quick there. We're gonna just do that. And can't discard that. Shit. That's good. I want both of these. I also want this, and I also want this, and I obviously want this. Oh. I boned myself a bit. Alright. My greed for extra turns. Alright, we'll go ahead and use this vampire now. Okay, so I now have a ludicrously large. There we go. With the enemy having 62 beasts, there's no real reason to putter around with that. Let's see. That's it. Okay. Boop. Okay, so moving right along. Let's go ahead and cast regen. Alright, onward we go. And we are going to cast Bless. And
Killed it.
shit. So why is Cortal hitting so hard? Oh right, now he's got the plus ridiculous fire damage. Forgot about that. Okay, so yes, plus ridiculous. That is a number. Oh shit. Yeah, damn it. Oh wait, no, I have removed curse now, don't I? Yep. So yeah, now that I have removed curse, I don't have to worry about these anywhere near as much. The only thing that I have to worry about now, I think, is disease. Insanity is an iffy one. I obviously have to worry about it a little bit on her, but nobody else has mana, and even when they do have mana, at their later iterations, they're not going to be casting these spells. Let's be honest. We have a druid who's going to be casting every spell for the entire game, basically.
Bring on a bigger challenge.
Let's look for more
Save the really go punch you in the face. Oh, that's not how it's done. That's how you fall into a pit.
No problem.
Fall into a pit. No, you're supposed to do that. That's the pits. Okay, so we can save this. We're going to clear this. Friendly out. And I'm not in a rush to go to the south. But we're gonna go to this obelisk over here and talk to all the other friends that are in this area. Okay, so these, of course, are the only things that have. These things have the only status effect that I'm actually really concerned about.
Fight.
Okay, there we go. Save the game. Grandmaster. Learning expert. Okay, so I don't remember what this does, so we're going to save. And that is +5 to fire resistance permanently. Not too shabby. So everybody's got some fire resistance naturally now. I believe that the goblins already had 10. I think they have, or sorry, not 10. They already had 5. I think they had 5 fire and air, and that was their starting stats. So we are going to pop down here. Okay. And these guys are actually hostile. I'm not going to fight them because I think that if you fight them, it adds to,
Bring on a bigger challenge.
It occurs to me that... Oh, actually,
Ow.
it occurs to me that I might actually need to work up the fact that I'm going to get a record from this, but... Assuming I get a record, I don't even know. Okay, so Chain Grandmaster... I think that these wells and things are bad for us. Okay, yeah, I feel great. Okay, so she's drunk. You can't... There's no cure for drunkenness. Okay, 10 to temporary personality. Two-gore slicer. Boom. So Chadrick isn't there. And there we go. So we can now equip 2 swords, and we might as well equip a duelist blade and offhand. So we now have 37 to 55 damage, plus an additional 20 fire damage, with a plus 42 to hit. And that is without bless. So the knight is now really crazy, and I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so Master
It's closed.
Guild Spirit is here. So, priest and done. So, we can save the game. And there's another Arms Master expert over here. So, he's pretty crazy now. And we're eligible for 1 more level, but not. That's not that interesting. Okay, so we are set and ready to go. So we're gonna rock our way to the east here, and then we will just sort of meander around, trying to make sure that we aggro everything. Okay, so for whatever reason, nobody except Corbett could hit that thing. Okay, so there's a chest up here that we need to go grab. And there's a genie in a bottle here. We can save the game before we do this.
Got it.
Yeah,
There's no room.
Sorry, no room.
No room.
Sorry, there's no room for this.
There's no room. Do you think we could really use this?
Good question. Okay, so we don't need this, I don't think. Drop this on the floor. And the keen longsword we don't need. So there we go. Okay. And I'm actually going to pull this out. Okay, just checking. Now, we can move on. We got a couple more chests to get. We've got some more... Whoa, that is quite a few harpies over there. So we're going to go ahead and cast Hammer Hands. We're going to cast all of our jazz again.
Oh no!
Since we do have... Since we do have practically unlimited mana at this point... God, that is a 74 damage hit. So, our knight is very quickly getting extraordinarily scary. That is so much damage output. And, again, he's got one weapon equipped that is pretty good, that was RNG. But the majority of his damage is not coming from that weapon. Like, if I were to just equip Grognar's Cutlass to give him the two weapons that are, like, preset, he's only losing 3 to 6 damage. Like, it's really not that huge a deal. So, it's...
Do you think we could really use this?
It's all coming from the fact that he's got that
Do we really
ludicrously
need
good
another weak item?
item that is a guaranteed drop. So I'm liking the knight. I'll be honest. I feel like the knight is definitely, if you look at their stats, right? Like the knight has a huge amount of HP, right? And a part of that is that he has 10 endurance higher for some reason. I guess that's from one of his pieces of gear. So that's like 5 levels worth of HP. So that's why he has more HP than the monk. But he has more HP than the thief naturally. The thief has a lower HP value, even though they don't have MP. Excuse me. Which I find strange that they have that naturally lower value. But anyway. But the thief is dual wielding daggers, and when they first get dual wield, they do a pretty decent amount of damage, but they're not really that out of control, right? Like dual wielding a pair of daggers isn't that great. I would think that maybe if you were allowing yourself to use shops, then you would be able to consistently get yourself good daggers. But I feel like in the early game, you can use like just a single spear on the knight.
That's a monster.
And then you can transition. And I didn't actually use it. Oh shit, that's an Arctic Wing? Okay, that's probably.
What a scratch.
So what effect does he have on him? None? Oh, the Harpy Queens age you, they don't curse you. Okay.
Bring on 'em.
Wow, that got
What a scratch.
fast.
Bring on 'em. Ah, what a scratch.
Right. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. So I don't know. I feel like the knight really. I was thinking that maybe it would take a long time for the knight to start coming into their own, but the knight really does start coming into their own really early. And I will say that the serious advantages of the knight don't come too hard into play until they get to Grandmaster Armsmaster. But because everybody else also has access to Master Armsmaster.
Do you think we could really use this?
I can't learn that.
No room.
No room.
So
Sorry,
that's
no room.
There's no more
Sorry,
room.
there's no room for this.
There's no space.
Sorry, no room.
okay. Let's get rid of these heartbeat feathers.
I don't know what that is.
Do you think we could really use this?
I actually do need to. Okay. So we got the legs here, and we can just pop into the pit here and clear out the entry dungeon there. Sorry, my throat is acting up a little bit. But we can clear this out, do some good business there. Ooh, hello, friend. Are you ready to die?
Is that supposed to hurt?
Ah, what a
There's a
scratch.
Harpy Queen, so we don't have to worry about the curse. 'Cause it ain't a curse, it's just making us older. Huh. So, where is the thing I'm looking for? It's right here, isn't it? Yep, this is it. I'm just a dope. Okay, so we're popping in here. We'll take out the halls of the pit pretty easily.
What do you think we'll...
There are gargoyles in here, so
Ow!
Ah, what a scratch. Ah, what a scratch.
Ow! That kind of hurt a little.
Ow!
So she's paralyzed, and I don't
what a
have cure
scratch.
paralysis, so I'm actually gonna have to read it. Huh. So those gargoyles are actually a bigger problem than I thought because I completely forgot about the paralysis effect.
Come on, let's check.
Killed it.
So are you an obsidian? Yes, you are. Obsidian to me.
Ow!
I don't know.
And she's already paralyzed. Ugh. Okay. Let's
Come
try
on,
this again.
let's check it out. Ow.
So he's drunk.
I don't...
He's cursed.
Ow! Ow!
Let's kill another.
Okay, so let's get rid of the curse. And he is weak, actually. I thought he was drunk, but because I don't actually know what that guy's facial expressions look like. I don't usually use too many of these goblins. I occasionally use the guy on the left, and he's usually Korgrik, actually. So Korgrik and Kortal have Oh, okay, so this is actually important, is that I could actually use those pillars to deal with the
Do
obsidians.
we really need another weak item?
So if there were any obsidians left, that would be the way to handle those.
Do we really need another weak item?
We might. Okay, so it's now 209. I'm hoping that I can finish this whole area before I have to stop. Oh
What a
god.
scratch.
So no, shit, I can't jump back. Someone's weak, but nobody is.
Ow!
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 What a scratch.
This is
that's a bad one.
serious issue.
Is that supposed to hurt?
There are a lot of enemies here. Okay, so the question is, how do I... okay, well that's a start. Don't aggro everything all at once. So there's an obsidian right here.
Ah, what a scratch.
Okay, so this
I'm gonna
obsidian
die.
is gonna get pulled into this. Try to pull it into this. There we go. Okay, so we pulled the obsidian then into there. We're gonna go ahead and recast regen. And Kortal is gonna have to deal with this. Once we've got this obsidian dealt with, then we are pretty much good to go, I think. Yes. So Kortal's the only one who can damage it. I'm not gonna cast fire aura, I don't think. Actually, maybe I will, because I just realized that I actually have it on expert right now. And particularly because I can do two of them at the same time, it might be worthwhile. Honestly, she doesn't hit with enough accuracy for it necessarily to be that huge an upgrade, but it's something. I think it's worth casting. And let's see here. Okay, so the marble gargoyle is dead. The stone gargoyle is running away. Save the game. And we've got some harpies.
Bring on. That was too easy.
There we go. Save the game. Okay, this is actually trouble. How am I going to catch it? Because I think if I go over here... No, maybe not. You got it. Yeah! Got it. Okay. Boo, yeah. So, we have a pit here.
Do you think we could really use this?
Nope. We already have better. But,
Do you think we could really use this?
Okay, so we are set there. We cannot actually continue past that point because of the. We can't go into the actual pit itself. So we now have the watchtower to do, and I don't actually know if I have enough energy to do the watchtower right now. I'm actually pretty tired, and the watchtower is going to be really hard. So I'd like to do it right now, but I honestly think I should take a break and take a nap rather than try to do what is probably going to be one of the hardest parts of the entire run right this second. So what I will do, though, is I'll clear my way to it, I guess. Actually, no, because giving people a, few minutes where I'm just killing harpies at the very beginning because I just need to clear out this spot is, I think, a better way to start the stream than dropping right into, the swing of things. So, because it gives people a chance to come in, but also doesn't make it make me have to just sit around if I want to give people a chance. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and save things here, and we're going to end things here for now. So we've completed Titalia and Erathia today, and we're going to continue on, finish Deja and then Bracada Desert next time. And then from there, we will actually proceed into the Barrow Downs, and then we'll do 4 different zones in a row right from the Barrow Downs, because the Barrow Downs go all the way to Nyone without having to travel. And I prefer to think of them all as one gigantic zone as opposed to thinking of them as multiple zones. But anyway, so that's going to be it for... That's going to be it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure stream for you today, and I hope to see you all again next time.